Happy Friday, Millbrook United Methodist Church. This week, for your encouraging moment, I really want to talk about a theme that I've heard coming up from our congregation. Each week, we do different few-word check-ins, and I get glimpses of how people are doing, and sometimes they use words like they feel a sense of gratitude or peace or something like that. But this week, I heard a few people mention the word exhausted. And I feel like when the pandemic started, we thought this will be over in a matter of weeks. It'll just be a blip in our year. And now somehow, before we know it, it's taken up 6 months. And yes, many of us are feeling quite exhausted and worn down by that. And so I was reading out of this devotional book, To Bless the Space Between Us. And there's a poem, both a prayer and a poem, called For the One Who is Exhausted. So I want to share these words with you, and I invite you just to let these words wash over you. Let these words take hold of you and offer you hope in this exhausting season. When the rhythm of heart becomes hectic, time takes on the strain until it breaks. Then all the unattended stress falls in on the mind like an endless, increasing weight. The light of the mind becomes dim. Things you could take in stride before now become laborsome events of will. Weariness invades your spirit. Gravity begins falling inside you, dragging every bone down. The tide you never valued has gone out, and you are marooned on unsure ground. Something within you has closed down, and you cannot push yourself back to life. You have been forced to enter empty time. The desire that drove you has relinquished. There is nothing else to do now but rest and patiently learn to receive the self you have forsaken in the race of these days. As your thinking will darken and sadness takes over like listless weather, the flow of unwept tears will frighten you. You have traveled too fast over false ground, and now your soul has come to take you back. Take refuge in your senses. Open up to all the small miracles you've rushed through. Become inclined to watch the way of the rain when it falls slow and free. Imitate the habit of twilight, taking time to open the well of color that fostered the brightness of each day. Draw along the silence of stone until the calmness can claim you. Be excessively gentle with yourself. Stay clear of those vexed in spirit. Learn to linger around someone of ease who feels they have all the time in the world. Gradually, you will return to yourself, having learned a new respect for your heart and the joy that dwells far within slow time. These words have been such a comfort to me as I've read this week and in this season. I want to highlight a couple of things. It's important to be excessively gentle with yourself. It's so easy to feel bogged down by the need or the perceived need to be productive or to be handling this well or to be something that you feel like you're not. You are not failing during this time. It's okay to admit that you're exhausted. It's okay to be gentle in forgiveness with yourself. Take time to rest. There's a reason we take Sabbath each week, and if you're not taking that moment in your week to take a break, to rest, to dwell in the presence of God, to recharge your juices each week, I encourage you to try to implement that in whatever way fits in with your schedule. Even if you have to tell your schedule, it can wait. Find ways to rest your mind, and slowly but surely, you will find new clarity. Have a good weekend, Millbrook.